Day 2, absolute value equations. So we are asked to solve each of these equations. So A, absolute value of f plus 5 equals 17. So we are going to do our two cases, case 1, case 2. Case 1 will be the positive case, so you write your equation f plus 5 equals 17. And then we need to solve that. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. F equals 12, so that's one answer. Then we're going to do our negative case. So we're going to do f plus 5 equals negative 17. So now we're going to still subtract 5 from both sides. So we have f equals, now we have negative 17, subtract 5, that's going to be negative 22. So our two answers would be 12 and negative 22, or we can say it's the set 12, comma, negative 22. Next we have this equation, the absolute value of b subtract 1 is equal to negative 3. This is telling us, okay, that the distance between b and 1 is negative 3. Distance cannot be negative. Therefore, the solution set is going to be the empty set, and we're going to write that as using this symbol, the empty set. Whoops, empty set. All right, and another thing we want to say here too is when you take the absolute value, you're going to get a positive number. And then on the other side, you have a negative number. So a positive number can never be equal to a negative number. So therefore, our solution would be the empty set. Next, we're going to solve this equation. So we have the absolute value of 2t minus 4 is equal to 8. So we're going to start by writing our two cases. Click the pen. So we would have case 1. And case 2. Case 1 is positive, so you just write the equation without the absolute value symbol. So 2t minus 4 equals 8. And we're going to solve. We're going to add 4 to both sides. So we have 2t equals 12. Divide by 2 on each side. And 2 divided by 2 is 1, so t is equal to 6. So there's one of our answers. And now we need to write our second equation, case 2. Case 2 would be the negative case. So 2t minus 4 would equal not 8, but it's going to equal negative 8. So now we solve this equation. We are going to add 4. Those add up to 0, so now we have 2t equals negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4, and we're going to divide by 2, and t will equal negative 2. So our answers would be negative 2 and 6. All right, the next equation we have, this side is saying take the absolute value of whatever's in there. So if I take the absolute value of something, absolute value would give us a positive number. All right, and then over here, it's telling us, whoa, you're negative 8, you're a negative number. So absolute value means the distance a number is from 0. So absolute value will be positive. Can a positive number equal a negative number? No. So our solution is going to be the empty set. I would like for you to try this error analysis. So you are to do this on your own. You try. You can stop the video and try it. Okay, and we're going to move to this next slide. So some advanced questions we have here. we have the absolute value of 5x plus 4 minus 7 equals 0. First, you want to treat the absolute value like your variable. You want to isolate it, get it by itself. So we're going to have to get rid of, subtract 7. We're going to add 7 to both sides. So 7's add up to 0. We have 0 plus 7, which is 7. And we bring down our absolute value of 5x plus 4. So now we have the absolute value by itself. We can treat this just like we did previously. We're going to do our case 1 and case 2. So we look at our equation. The positive case would be 5x plus 4 equals 7. And we need to solve this, so we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Those add up to 0. We have 5x is equal to 3. We're going to divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is just 1, so we are left with x. And then over here, we're going to leave this as 3/5. And then we're going to write our negative case. So case 2 would be 5x plus 4, but instead of 7, it's going to be negative 7. And then we're going to solve by subtracting 4 from both sides. These add up to 0. You're going to get 5x equals negative 11. I'm going to divide each side by 5. And then 5 divided by 5 is 1. So x is equal to negative 11/5. And I can leave my answer improper because it is simplified. So those are my two answers. And we can move on to the next advanced problem here. Don't worry, we can do this. So again, we want to get the absolute value by itself. It has subtract 7 here, so we are going to get rid of the subtract 7 by adding 7 to both sides. Add 7, add 7. All right, so if we do that, those add up to 0. On the right, we're going to have negative 12. Over here on the left, we're going to bring this down. We have negative 4 times 3 minus 3x, the absolute value there. So we are never, ever going to distribute that negative 4. Do not distribute. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that negative 4 out in front because it's saying negative 4 times that. So the inverse operation would be to divide by negative 4. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. We're going to divide this side by negative 4. And we know that negative 4 divided by negative 4 is just 1. So now we are left with the absolute value of 3 minus 3x is equal to negative 12 divided by negative 4. That's going to be a positive 3. Now we have this isolated. So we can break this down into our two cases. So we're going to do case 1 and then case 2. So case 1 is everything is positive. 3 minus 3x equals 3. So we can solve that. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. Those add up to 0. Be careful here. You're bringing down negative 3x equals 0. Divide by negative 3. Both sides by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1, so x is equal to 0 divided by negative 3, which is 0, so there's one of your answers. And now we need to do the negative case. So we're going to do 3 subtract 3x equals not 3, but negative 3 for our second case. We are still going to get rid of the 3, so we need to subtract it. Subtract 3, subtract 3. This adds up to 0. Be careful again. Make sure you bring down that negative. That's negative 3x. And this is negative 3 plus negative 3 would be a negative 6. And we're going to divide by -3. Divide by -3. And -3 divided by 3 is 1, so we have x is equal to 2. So a lot of work, but we have our answers. X equals 0 and x equals 2. And this will complete the video.